Well, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo and Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business. And well, the football gods aren't up there, but you know what? I think what I'm going to do, I do have that Doomsday pickup truck that is signed by Randy White, and then I have the Doomsday defense that's signed by four of the legendary Doomsday defensive players. Maybe I'll put those up there because they're football gods as well, and that because they're literally sitting over there on the bar. I got so much stuff that I just don't know where it's all going to go. I've got this great football from my man Dave right here, and he sent me, I forgot, because the problem with you have a lot of signatures and stuff on stuff, you don't know who's who on there. So he's already told me from the top down there's Harvey Martin, which Harvey Martin has been gone for a long time. You can't get that one. Mel Renfro, Billy Joe Dupree, Jay Novacek, Jerry Jones, Preston Pearson, Tony Hill, Dave Campo, Calvin Hill, and he said there's some more of them that are on here, but he just forgot. So this is a piece of Cowboys history. I need to get a case for this one as well as the other one that is coming, and put it in a place of honor. So I've just got stuff from great fans and followers and stuff, and I appreciate this. Somebody had coined this being the Smithsonian of Cowboy stuff, and it's beginning to feel that way because I've been truly blessed with a lot of really cool stuff that I like to have around so you guys can see it and stuff. But anyway, that's not why you tuned in this morning. We are here. It is Tuesday morning. Oh my God. It is Tuesday morning, guys. Monday's in the books. The Cowboys will be back on the field practicing today, okay? They will actually be practicing and getting ready to play somebody other than themselves. They're getting ready to practice to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 2 days. 2 days they will be on the field in Canton, Ohio at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Time's running short. Tomorrow I get the RV. I got my man David Wiley who's over here on the way, who's a chef, okay? He's going to put me to shame as far as my cooking and stuff goes. He's going to be over here so we can start getting everything together for the trip, and I can't wait. We're going to tailgate there and be there for our first game. But the Cowboys have made a lot of changes. We don't know what the results are going to be with the changes until they actually get out on the field. People can always look great at practice. There's guys that look great at practice and then can't bust a grape when it comes to actually games. We don't know. We know Micah Parsons is looking like a beast that, can come from anywhere. He is just like a cruise missile, just waiting to blow some shit up. At least that's what it looks like in practice. Diggs looks like he's all over CeeDee Lamb, but somehow CeeDee Lamb finds a way to catch the ball anyway. Boss Man Fat is definitely turning things around from where he was in OTAs and, out with COVID and stuff. But we don't know exactly where it's going to go. But the thing I can definitely say is, as opposed to last year's dazed and confused defense, there's no other way to put it. They look dazed and confused. That this year's defense seems to be motivated, excited, and seems to be willing and open to learning. And the biggest change, of course, is one, we brought in some different players and got rid of some older ones. We got younger guys. And the thing about younger guys is younger people are kind of like a sponge. They're going to absorb all that stuff around them. When you get older, you get kind of set in your ways. You're not used to or wanting to change. The old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, okay? That's me. I'm an old dog, and I'm stuck at the stuff that I learned a long time ago when I was younger. So you get younger people that are more impressionable, that are hungry trying to achieve in things, as opposed to veterans that's just kind of like, nah, man, that's not the way we use. Nah. Well, you know what? Then you can wheel your ass on out of here. But you got to look at the change being to Dan Quinn. Some people will look at what happened in Atlanta as a failure because they didn't win the Super Bowl. The reality is there's only been 110 teams total that have gone to a Super Bowl, and only 55 of them have won. That's the reality of this. It's hard to win a Super Bowl. Just getting there is hard. I don't look at that as a failure. Yeah, I can't look at the Buffalo Bills and say they're losers that went to 4 straight. Marv Levy got a team that literally was that good to make it. They just fell short in the end. But be that as it may, if you do look at him as a failure, as a head coach who took a team that with Matty Ice hadn't won a playoff game and got them to the biggest game and on the doorstep and a quarter away from winning one, well, okay, then that's fine. You can say that's failure. But I think about some of the greatest coordinators out there. This guy and his fat butt, as Jimmy Johnson would say, Buddy Ryan, hated him. Hated Buddy Ryan. But you have to look at what he did in Chicago for that defense with that 46. You have to look at him even with the Eagles. Even though the Eagles, he had no offensive mind. He didn't care about the offense. Basically, Randall just go out there and make some shit up and just make something happen. You wonder, had Randall Cunningham had an offensive-minded coach in his young years with the Eagles, when you saw what he did in 1 year in Minnesota, that he could have been a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest quarterbacks out there, but Buddy Ryan didn't give a rat's ass about offense. He cared about defense. And that defense that he built was incredible. Now, as a head coach, he sucked. He sucked. Below 500, 55 and 58, 0-3 in the playoffs. But when you just looked at him as a defensive coordinator of teaching those guys how to be relentless, he was great. But he's not the only one. You could look at a Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips did have a winning percentage in coaching, 83 and 69, but 1 and 5 in playoffs. He was a journeyman head coach. Cowboys, Denver, New Orleans, Buffalo. Made one of the biggest blunders out there. Had Doug Flutie, who was playing great in place of Rob Johnson, the guy who was the prototypical. He looked like a quarterback, tall guy, big arm and everything, but couldn't play. He had little old Doug Flutie, who played for him all season long, got him into the playoffs, and it says, oh, we're going to start Rob Johnson. And he lays an egg, and they lose. Came to Cowboys, kind of got undermined by Jason Garrett. But when you look at Wade Phillips as a defensive coordinator, guy was a beast. He was incredible. Denver, that defense. Rams, that defense. But not the guy for a head coach. Nosv Turner. Nosv Turner, 4-4 in the playoffs. Losing record as a head coach. Went to Washington, San Diego as head coaches, and just not great. But him as an offensive coordinator was a beast with the Cowboys. You saw what he did with Cam Newton that 1 year in Carolina. Great coordinator, not so much as head coach. And this could be Dan Quinn. Because you think about Dan Quinn and the Legion of Boom. That defense was feared. Number 1 in yardage, number 1 in scoring defense, number 1 at takeaways. You think about the 85 Bears, 46 defense, killing mother humpers. Dan Quinn, Buddy Ryan. Head coaches, but as that coordinator, that teacher, that mentor, that mind that can just focus in on just the defense. That's where they're deadly. And in my mind, that's what I'm thinking is the case with Dan Quinn. Take a look at some of the press conferences with him after the Seattle Super Bowl. It's like a kid in a candy store, proud of his guy. He's just excited as can be. Look at some of the tapes of him as head coach not just after the Super Bowl, but tapes of him as a head coach. You could see the weight of the world kind of on him. It didn't look like he was having the fun that he was having as the coach of the Legion of Boom. Now, after being fired in Atlanta and seeing him come to the Cowboys, you look at the press conferences when you see him. He's giddy. He's excited. He's happy. He looks at peace. You see him on the field, hand pads in there. He's not just bellying orders. He's a in-the-dirt guy. He is, I'd rather be out there sweating with my players as opposed to sitting around meeting with the owner, as opposed to sitting around the table talking to all the other coaches on the game plan of what we're going to do this week. He is like the soldier. I want to be in the trenches. I want to hear the gunfire. I want to be there with my guys. And guys and coaches like that are rare. When you've had a guy that you know that's been like that you feel that is not just the boss over top of you, but somebody who's there working with you and part of you, you're more apt to listen to what they say and follow them and literally run through a brick wall. And you can look at the Legion of Boom. Those guys literally ran through a brick wall. You can see the excitement on guys like Gallimore. You know, he's ready to smack them. You know, get the pads on. You know, these guys are now getting that adrenaline, that excitement, and that anger that you need to turn a defense around. We'll see if we're right about this, but I truly believe that we're looking at possibly the next Buddy Ryan as far as a defensive coordinator. And that long list of guys that weren't so great as head coaches, but are outstanding when it comes to coordinators. I don't know if Dan Quinn has his sights on being a head coach again, but I know from, this is not coaching football, but I know from my own personal standpoint of doing big projects where instead of me actually building, where I'm in charge of everybody, I could do the job. But being a supervisor isn't what I like doing. I like to sweat. I like to feel the tools in my hands. I like to, at the end of the day, see what walls we put up or what piece of furniture we built. Feel that sawdust all over me and things, you know, get it out of my eyes. Being in an office, looking at the plans and meeting with, that's just not me. It's just not me. Sure, I could make more money. Sure. It would be, you know, people would look up to you more as opposed to a grunt. It's not what makes me happy. And I think Dan Quinn likes being that defensive coordinator. And I hope I'm right, because I think that you're seeing the new dawn of the Dallas Cowboys defense. And if he can recreate what he had in Seattle, guys, watch out. All right, with that being said, I got a whole bunch of work to do, guys. We are getting ready for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And look, there's David Wiley right now. You know what time it is. Watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.